Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me here. I think I'll start by correcting my title. So it's Managing Director, Interswitch Purepay. Right? Purepay is our payments processing business, and it's focused primarily on our switching, our third-party processing, and our payments processing business. I think before I start, I'm hoping you'll go to my slides very quickly. I want to say it's really an honor and privilege to be here. I'm really excited to be in the midst of what I call my alma mater industry. An industry that includes not just payment and fintech, but also includes banks and telcos. And I think gatherings like this are absolutely crucial or critical for the development and growth for this industry that we all have invested so much in and we all love and we work. My keynote speech this morning is going to be about 10 minutes long. I'm hoping that it will be provocative. I know after that there is a panel conversation. But I'm more interested in actually creating questions or should I say nuggets that should be food for thought and discussion as we go on. The first thing to say before I get into the slide itself is I know the theme of today's session really is focused on partnership. And it's a conversation that we must continue to have. But I think it's absolutely important that we first of all acknowledge that there has been a significant amount of partnerships going on in the industry over the last 50 years. If you think about almost any innovation that has driven growth and value for this industry, you will find that it has been done on a partnership basis with either a bank and a fintech and a telco, or a bank and a fintech and a telco. So there is collaboration already happening, and the industry has significantly benefited from it. But today, more than ever, the reality of our industry today, those partnerships are needed even more. I would have spent some time talking about what the industry has achieved over the last 1-2 years, but I think it's not necessary. We all know, right? This industry has attracted significant investment, running into billions of dollars. This industry has triggered significant growth in terms of revenue and transactions. And again, the statistics are out there for everyone to see. This industry has created products and solutions that has transformed customer experiences across multiple industries. Like we have today to discuss what does the industry do? What does partnership mean for the industry? And I'll start with my first slide, and I'll call it a provocative slide. There was an article released by Metrics a few months ago, in the latest first business, that ranked banks in terms of growth. And I think that's important in terms of growth, how the banks have grown from Q1 of 2021 into Q1 of 2022. And I was reading this article, and a thought started forming in my mind. And it's a thought that I'm just going to throw out there, because I know it's going to be debated and questioned and analyzed. It occurred to me that the banks who seem to be achieving the highest growth have a clearer collaborative partnership strategy with fintechs than the banks who are not engaging or collaborating as much with fintechs. In fact, you probably look at those banks who have decided to pursue a competitive strategy minimum. Again, this probably is debatable in many reasons why these growth trajectories are different. But is it worth thinking about, right? If you think about what we're seeing in the industry today, we've seen that there are 3 categories of banks. There are the banks who have decided that we will not pursue a fintech strategy, we will pursue a partnership and collaborative strategy. And again, the jury is out as to who is going to win. We do have banks who said, we believe that there's an opportunity in fintech, we will invest in a fintech company with great growth and we'll chase the opportunity. Again, there are very solid reasons for doing that. And again, the jury is out as to who is going to win. The last group, I think we probably just one, maybe 2 banks in this space, is banks who decided that, listen, we do have a customer base, we do have a platform infrastructure. Can we create a platform and invite ecosystems players to come and provide services to our customers? And again, it's really an interesting strategy. And for us, we're just observing because it will be interesting to see who amongst these three groups of banks and their strategies will win the day in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So I would say probably this is one reason or business case for exploring or building partnerships. My next slide, please. Now, the next slide really speaks to something that I think is really dear to my heart. One of the things that we've come to realize, and we've been in this industry for 20 years now as Interswitch, is that the industry is significantly interconnected. Significantly. Anything that happens to one person in this industry is inevitably going to affect everyone else. When one party in the industry has a challenge, whether it's a network outage or a fraud, it's inescapable that another part of the industry will feel the pain. And there is a need for those other parts of the industry to collaborate towards that. A very good example is this, again, it's very well published at size, that as you launch products into the market and you create new customer experiences, the challenges that you have can very easily spill to other participants in the industry. If you need another business case for why the industry should collaborate and partner, I think this is really a strong and very solid one. We need to work together to deal with the common enemies that we have. The fraudsters, the people who are working against the industry, and that's absolutely critical for us. Next one. The third business case. The third business case for industry partnership and collaboration, I think it's best explained using this slide. And I'll talk about this slide very quickly. If you think about the evolution of the customer behavior, customer experience over the last 20 years, this industry started primarily with customers. If you think about the industry and how this has evolved over the last 20 years, you will find that this industry started with ATMs. Customers wanted access to their cash, so they went to ATMs. Then that evolved to them being able to buy airtime and pay their bills online. Then it evolves to people basically doing transactions from the comfort of their home using internet or mobile banking, then POS payments at merchants. 2 years ago, when I initially designed this slide, the big deal that was going on in the industry in 2019 was USSD. Right? In that year, USSD had grown like 200% from the previous year, and that was the next big thing. 2 years later, it's agency banking, right? And agency cash outs. And between 2020 and 2021, the agency banking network grew by more than 50% year on year. And the number of agents in the industry got as high as 1 billion in December. So 1 million agents across the country in December. Now, again, if you think about every step of this customer journey, you will find that each solution and innovation that drove the customer experience, that adapted to the changing customer behavior, was on the back of a partnership between one or more players in this industry. So here's the question, right? And the question is this: what is the next new thing? Who is working on it? Is it likely that it will be built by one player, or will it be built by a collaboration of players? Right? And even if it is designed by one, taking it to market and allowing it to scale to deal with the evolving customer experience, is that not likely to be built by a partnership between players who are working in the industry? So I would posit and I would argue that indeed, if we are going to evolve as an industry to deal with the next wave of what customer behavior and customer preferences will be, it's absolutely crucial that this industry will need to collaborate. Next slide, please. And this is my final slide. There are a number of things that we are aware of. This is an anniversary, right? It's very clear that there are more players, right? You have more fintechs, more neobanks, and even the big tech players are coming to play, whether it's Amazon or Facebook, right? And that's going to change the way the industry We're also aware that the business models are changing, from fee-based models to freemium models to free service models, right? The lines between players are changing, right? As you deal with partners today, the same partner could be a technology provider, could be a customer, could be a competitor, right? But you have to deal with that in the new and evolving dynamics of our market, right? The cyber risks are also expanding and extending. Again, the news out there is quite, should I say, scary if you think about some of the things that we're hearing and reading in the news. And whether we like it or not, innovation is coming, right? And a lot of this innovation is transforming not only the tech that is being used, but also the products that are being delivered. And one thing that becomes absolutely clear when you have a market with this number of changes that are happening simultaneously on an ongoing basis, you need at this stage to partner very strongly with regulators. You need to be able to carry the regulators along. You need to give them the information that they need to understand what's going on in the industry so that they can intervene. Otherwise, you're going to end up in chaos. And chaos is not going to help any of us. Of course, one of the panels is going to discuss this. You need to balance that with stifling the growth and stifling the innovation that is necessary for the growth of the industry. Right? Maybe just one final thought as I round up. As we go into 2022 and 2023, one of the questions that a lot of people ask me, right, as we think about the futures, especially investors, is what's going to happen to the investment that's coming into Nigeria from the fintech's perspective. With US Treasury raising rates, making it more attractive for US funds to stay in the US, with political and economic challenges going on in Nigeria, and some of the dynamics that is making the industry to look a little bit funny in terms of some of the news articles that I've heard. Where's the next wave of investment going to come from? And I'm absolutely convinced that, again, it's one of those things that as an industry, if we do not collaborate, we will probably be finding it more and more difficult to create an industry that is attracting the same kind of investments that we've attracted for the last 2 or 3 years. And I'll stop there, and I'm hoping that I've created sufficient food for discussion and then the comments for debate. Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure to talk to you.